Gracias por ver La Esquina de Jody. Thank you for watching Jody's Corner.
YouTube was good. It's your boy Jody Joe. Welcome to Jody's Corner, and I got a movie review for you guys of 1922. This movie you can see right now on Netflix. It's basically an adaptation from Stephen King. Shouts to Ron Joe Genji for telling me about it. I already saw it on Netflix, but I decided that I wanted to actually watch it after the homie Ron Joe Genji told me it was about Stephen King's novel. And I don't know if you guys know, I'm a huge Stephen King fan. The man can do no wrong in my eyes. So naturally I said, let me go ahead and take a break from this Stranger Things 2, which the review is coming, by the way. Me and my girl are going to review Stranger Things 2 for you guys. So I said, let me take a break, click this movie, and I seen it last night. So this is an adaptation of Stephen King, but the director is this man, Zach Hilditch. I don't know if he's done any previous work, but I think this might be his debut. He also wrote and adapted the screenplay from Stephen King's novel. There's four main actors in this film. Thomas Jane, who plays the husband / farmer in this. Molly Parker, who plays Wilfred's wife. Her name is Arlette in this movie. Dylan Schmidt, who is the character Henry, or Hank, who plays the farmer's son. And then you have Neil McDonald, who plays Harlan Cottery, which is the neighbor farmer who has the daughter that eventually gets with Henry. All right, so just off jump, I gotta say that I freaking love this movie. This movie is fantastic. I was enthralled and captivated throughout this whole entire film. And it was 2 o'clock in the morning that I saw this film. I started the film woozy and kind of sleepy. I ended the film sitting up in my bed like, what did I just watch? This is an amazing film. This film is so lit. It's beautiful storytelling. It's Stephen King at its finest. The pace of this film the editing was great. It never felt slow and draggy, even though you know that you're experiencing slow and dragginess. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a slow, calm pace. And when you reflect back on it and after you watch it, you're like, man, that movie was kind of slow, but it wasn't slow when you're experiencing it because you're so captured by this man, Thomas Jane. I don't know if you know Thomas Jane, but he played the Punisher in 2004 with John Travolta. He also played the main guy who was in with LL Cool J and Samuel Jackson in Deep Blue Sea. And he also played in The Mist, another Stephen King film, by the way. This fool is dope. He put a whole nother level of acting that I didn't even know he could attain. If I could describe this farmer, Wilfred James, played by Thomas Jane, the man was so acceptable to me. I believed him. He was so believable. Like I could feel like this is a farmer dude in 1922 who was actually living this 1922 life. So to tell this story in a nutshell, before I get into spoiler free how I feel about this film, this is a film that takes place in 1922 in the South. It's about a farmer man and his wife and son who's living the life, and the wife doesn't love the husband anymore. The wife wants the city life. She wants to taste that city life. And apparently she owns most of the land. And what she wants to do is she wants to sell her property, which would effectively destroy everything that the husband knows. The husband is putting up with this woman, but all he has is this farm and this land that he wants to pass on to his son. And here is the wife who's clearly not loyal to him, doesn't love him anymore. And she wants to sell it. And he does not want to let that happen at all. And it's just a story of a man who, I don't want to give it away. Some of you guys know because you read the novel. I didn't know. So I just don't want to. It's just a man on a farm and it goes, some crazy shit happens, and I'm just going to leave it there. It's the farm life 1922 and the man is telling a story. This film is also narrated by the same actor, Thomas Jane, and the narration is spot on. It's good. It's well timed. It's perfect. This film is freaking dope. This man, Thomas Jane, who plays Wilfred James, I felt for him. He's a piece of shit douchebag. but I felt so much for him, and a lot of it had to do with his acting style. If I could give you guys a description of how he played this role, I would say it's more like Tom Hardy in The Revenant. The way he had that southern accent was just so spot on. It's like he's been talking that way for his whole life. I completely bought him as a southern, poor, hardworking farmer, and it showed me with his stone cold stare and the way he talks and the way he grumbles words out. You know how you don't finish the word, he'll just grumble it out. You know, it's that hard southern shit. And I believed and I bought it. It was great. It was solid. The dialogue that he was having with his wife, when his wife was telling him, you know what I'm saying, and how he was narrating. He grows to hate his wife. There was a part in this film where he said, I even grew to hate her. It does such a good job at setting up what's coming with a few scenes of dialogue and great narration from this man, Thomas Jane. This is and of course, all credit goes to the great Stephen King. I'm sick. Sorry, guys. I haven't been really feeling good, but I wanted to do this movie anyway for you guys. Wow, what a freaking good movie. So basically, some stuff goes down, and him and his son are burdened with something so heavy, and it just shows you the lives that they lead from one point on and how it affects them. It just goes to show you how something tragic could alter and devastate someone's life, and it could change lives for the worse. This neighbor, Neil McDonald, who plays Harlan Cottery, he normally plays these side acting roles. You know, he was in Walking Tall and other various little roles. But in this role, very limited role, huge, profound impact. This movie is deep, it's stark, it's disturbing. There's some things that I laughed at that I shouldn't have laughed at, but it was so funny to me. It wasn't a funny situation, but it was so much in this film. The dialogue was great, the story was great, the directing was great, the characters did nice, stellar performances. It was so believable, it was so viable, it was riveting. I felt so freaking good watching it. I felt dark watching it. I felt depressed. I felt sad. I felt anxious. I got really creeped out in this film. If you have a rodent fear, it's going to be explored in this film. I'll give you guys a heads up on that. I mean, the visual representation that they chose to show things to me was great. It's very graphic. It shows detailed, horrific things, and I think this is just this is like a horror movie to me. This is like a freaking cum shot of awesomeness. This is a freaking stellar movie. I love this movie through and through. It tells such great stories. I just love it. And I don't want to take up so much time on this review, but I don't want to spoil anything. That's why it is. I just recommend use your Netflix subscription. Go watch this film, 1922. It is an absolute amazing. And it's almost Halloween. It's going to be Halloween in like 2 days. This is definitely something that you will want to see. You and your girl, you by yourself, you with your family, if they're cool with that type of stuff. Definitely don't recommend you watch this with kids because it's pretty graphic. This is a freaking dope film. I am so proud to give this film a Netflix film, which deserves through and through to be in theaters. If this film was in theaters, it's one of the best movies of 2017, and I'm actually putting it down as one of the best movies of 2017. 1922 Stephen King adaptation gets a freaking A+. Perfect, baby. That's just what it is. I gotta give grades what they are. You got a freaking A+ movie, this 1922, right here on Netflix. Man, use that Netflix subscription. Go watch 1922. Come back and let me know what you guys thought about this shit. I know this review didn't give you much, but I have to do it this way. Shout outs to y'all. Subscribe for the real. Put down in the comment section what you guys think. I'm Jody Joe, and I'm out this thing, man. Deuces.